Hello, we are going to talk about today about our own traits. Now, we've talked a lot about the vocabulary and how to apply it, so now we have to look at our own and we're going to figure out if each one of us has more dominant or recessive traits. We're also going to apply this to something called the human genetic wheel, which we're going to see in a minute. Um, Before we begin, there are a few questions, and you probably want to have a piece of paper or some way to write or record your answers while we go through these questions. So, you are going to answer these according to your own traits, and I'm going to answer according to mine as well. So, are your earlobes attached or detached, which means they're loose? There's a picture here. Make sure that you write, and it's more important at this point to write down the letters. And we're going to go in this order, so you always need this one to be your first one. So if you have detached, you're going to write a capital L. If you have attached, you are going to write two lowercase l's. Do you have straight or curly hair? So you are going to write down again the letter abbreviation that fits for your answer. Can you roll or curl your tongue? And if you're not sure what that means, there's the picture. Again, write down the letters that are applicable. Do you have hair on your fingers? If you do, then you are going to have the dominant or capital M, and if you don't, you're going to have two lowercase m's. Do you have a light color eye with blue, green, or hazel, or do you have dark color eyes? And then we have two more. Do you have a widow's peak, where your hairline has this sort of bend or shape to it, or do you have a straight hairline? If you have long hair, if you have bangs, or if your hair is really messy at the moment, you might have to push back your hair. I know if I got out of bed and just started watching this, I'd probably have to push back my hair. So yes, widow's peak would be a W. No, widow's peak would be two lowercase. And then lastly, is your little finger or pinky straight or bent? Here's a picture. Make sure you write down your answers. Now, your answers are important because we're going to look at a genetics wheel. Now, this genetics wheel has these specific traits on it, and all the letters will match up. But you are going to go through it using your own traits after I model mine. So I do have loose lobes. So we start always in the center. I have loose earlobes. So I'm going to go to the left where this capital L is because that's a dominant trait. If I had attached earlobes, I would go to the right where it's these two lowercase l's. But I have loose earlobes, so I'm capital L. I have curly hair, which is a capital T, so I have to go to the nearest capital T, which happens to be right here. I also can roll my tongue, so I am going into this capital C area. Then, from this capital C, I do not have hair on my fingers, so lowercase m. I do have blue eyes, which are light eyes, so lowercase e. I do have a widow's peak, so capital W. And then it gets hard to see here. From this W, I can either have straight pinkies, which are lowercase b, or bent pinkies, which is uppercase b. I have lowercase. So that leads me to right here, where my number for my combination is 110. So to summarize, you start in the middle, you take a step towards the trait that matches yours, and then your end goal is to find your number. Hopefully this works. If not, I'm sure you'll send me an email or a remind message. Also, you can look up on YouTube to use how to use a genetics wheel. Have fun.